If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Travis Scott is playing with us. You know, he's about to drop Utopia, Dystopia. We don't actually know yet. I've dropped a video on his Billboard Music Awards performance a couple of days ago when that happened, and he teased, you know, those songs of Lost Forever, and we had a, music video for Mafia that kind of hinted at that. So it was all like very much up in the air. Go check out that video if you want to get caught up on that. Make sure you watch it after this one. But today he again, or like this was actually like 2 to 3 days ago, but he dropped something again on Instagram that just got me thinking like, yo, this man really wants us to be out here making theories and speculating and all that stuff. So today I wanted to look at this new post that Travis dropped the other day and see what this means for Utopia or Dystopia. That's what we're going to get into now. So he took to Instagram to post this. This is, 2 pictures of him in the studio. We can see him hunched over his laptop, working on something. The other picture is him in the booth or like in the, at the mic, recording something. And this is all, all good. I like that he's working. I like that he's working on new music for the fans. That is something that I, of course, can't say anything against. But then check out the caption, man. The caption just says Topia. Now, I was like, yo, what's happening here? Like, we've been knowing that Utopia was supposed to come. We also got those Dystopia singles back in November, on November 5th, that Friday, the same day as the Astroworld Festival. I've talked about that quite a bit as well. And then we thought Dystopia was going to be the mixtape before Utopia. But now he's just calling it Topia. And y'all also remember that movie script that we found, or that like surfaced that Travis did, where even the letters before Topia, or like the couple of last letters were like blacked out. And we kind of like reconstructing the word, it was supposed to say dystopia. So we knew that the dystopia had to be more than just the 2 singles. But even at this point, I had given up hope, because he had the billboard signs, the Utopia billboard signs. Those were like the biggest hints that Dystopia was already over. Maybe it was just the 2 singles. Maybe he kind of, scrapped it after the Astroworld Festival and after the singles for Dystopia just really got like bad light on them, but we just didn't know anything about it because it was so intransparent as to what was the plan. And I mean, that's part of it. That's part of the mystery. Like when Travis drops the album, we don't want it to be like completely, transparent. That was part of the beauty of Days Before Rodeo. Then leading up into Rodeo, that was part of the beauty of, Birds in the Trap leading up to Astroworld. So that pattern has always been there of dropping a mixtape before an actual album, and the 2 of them always being connected. Days Before Rodeo, obviously, directly being connected to Rodeo. And then he announced Astroworld even before Birds in the Trap and worked on it before Birds in the Trap. And then was like, okay, I'm going to drop Birds in the Trap, and if y'all like this, then y'all going to love Astroworld. And that's exactly the way that it turned out. So Travis has always been about like, laying up like a follow-up project to his mixtapes, and that then being the big album. So everybody after, the announcement that we were going to have a Utopia and then the name Dystopia came up, we thought that Dystopia was going to be the mixtape leading up into Utopia. And that theory made a lot of sense. I made a lot of videos on that back when that first came up. And then he dropped those Dystopia singles, on November 5th, and we were like, okay, it's about to start. He's about to, start rolling this out. And then, of course, November 5th happened, Astroworld Festival, kind of decelerated his whole rollout in his whole career. But then just out of nowhere, those Utopia billboard signs came back up. And it was like, yo, why is now Utopia back in the conversation? Was that all there is to Dystopia? And now with this new post that just says Topia, I'm like, what is he trying to do with this? Like, this does not, I mean, of course, he's trying to, like, generate a little bit of hype. He's like, okay, I don't want to say completely, like 100% surely that is going to be Utopia or that is going to be Dystopia. He wants that little bit of suspense right there, that people are out there making theories about that, and people are out there talking about the album. And this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing exactly what he, wanted me to do. But that's part of the beauty of a roller like that. But I was like, man, Trav, you could just, you could have called it just Utopia or Dystopia, and we would have known what's up. You know, if he would have just captioned this Utopia, we would have known that he was in the studio working on Utopia, and we could have, you know, completely kind of like channeled in a little bit more on that and talked about, you know, if like Lost Forever is gonna, or Forever Lost is already the first single for that, and kind of made whole other theories. But by saying Dystopia, he's completely just, you know, getting us right there. Well, I also want to point out that by not, you know, clearly labeling this Utopia, he's again opening up a possibility for there being another type of topia, namely dystopia. So that is kind of like hand in hand with, you know, him wanting to drop another, or having to drop another mixtape before Utopia, or that being the plan. And I really like that. I think this gives us a little bit more hope that we're actually getting a dystopia tape right before Utopia. Now it, you know, would really make sense like that. Either way it goes, you know, we gotta wait on official confirmation from Travis himself. In the meantime, as I said, make sure you go check out the other video I made on him a couple of days ago for the BBMAs, because he did perform Mafia there and Lost Forever, or Forever Lost, I can't remember which way it is, which was a leak that was supposed to be on Utopia that we finally got a live performance for, and that maybe will drop as a single before Topia. You know, I don't know what it's going to be, Utopia, Dystopia, and we still don't know what's up with that movie script that he had and the billboard signs. How does that all fit together? I like that this is kind of like a puzzle that we got to figure out as the fans, kind of like a little mystery in the rollout. That y'all know that's what I like, and y'all know that I like when artists do this, because it adds a little bit of character and individuality to the projects, because they're like, you know, you've been kind of concerned with those records and mentally there and talking about it before they drop, and that gives you a whole nother perspective, because you've built up so much connection to the record already instead of it just dropping on a random date. So that's why I like when artists do this, and Utopia is going to go big either way it goes. You know, Dystopia before that as well. I mean, it's funny when you look at the comments, everybody's like, yo, give us a date, drop it. Even in the other posts that he had on Instagram, on like the post where he talks about his shoes, or like, you know, his Nike deal, and everybody's like, we don't care, drop Utopia. Like, everybody's just out there wanting this, and I'm so happy that, you know, at least it's kind of like pulling the fans together and giving us a little bit of sense of community in the rollout of this project. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Now I want to know what you think about this, and as I just said, the beautiful thing about this is that this is all like a fan base and like a community thing. Let me know what you think about this. What are your theories on Dystopia, Utopia, the billboard signs, the movie script, the Lost Forever, you know, performance we got, what this new post means where he just says Topia? Does this mean that there is still a dystopia coming out? All of this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.